Okay, so let me take just a second and talk about overview of what this project is and was. My wife and I bought a 63 Chevy Nova 2, a sport coupe, not an SS, but a sport coupe, and drove it home, started taking it apart to do some fixes on it. I think you guys have probably been through this. Every time we took something off, there was something beneath it that needed to be repaired or improved or something. And so we bought some new parts and got them in, and then we pulled that stuff out, and lo and behold, the stuff beneath it, and all the way down until we got to the bare tub. And we had all this stuff that we had bought. The stuff that we bought, the good majority of it is name brand stuff. We really didn't buy any cheap stuff. You'll see that as we go through the videos. Everything from Dakota digital gauges, AccuAir, and RideTech, and V-Air, 4-link rear suspension, independent front suspension, John's Industry, axle housing, and differential, brand new differential with Posi, I believe. Anyway, so a couple things right out of the gate. Everything that I'm going to go through, all these videos just have a disclaimer that I'm just going to the best of my memory off of everything, not trying to deceive or mislead or anything like that. Trying to give you everything that I can possibly remember. I am not going to, because this is one of those deals where it's a project car, and so there's no way anywhere that I'm ever going to recoup everything I put into this, and that's something I have to deal with, and I get that. But I am also not going to go through every single box, every single nut and bolt, and catalog it all. I want to just, walk through each of the areas so you have a very clear. My goal is that whoever buys it has a very clear understanding of what they are getting. So that's my main goal. And just please, before you contact me and try to ask a question, I really want to ask that you just at least read the description and go through the videos, because if you don't go through the videos and you're asking questions I've already answered, then I'm having to do double the work for the same thing that I've already taken the time to do. The other thing I would point out, this is all the stuff by and large. And again, this isn't a warranty. That's the other thing. If I say something like, everything that you see here and there's something in the background, don't show up and say, oh, you promised that too. There's none of that. Just what, stuff I got laid out here. And I'll go through each section. But as I go through each section, realize again, I'm, to the best of my knowledge, I want to be as upfront as I possibly can. Not even just upfront. I know I'll be upfront, but I want to give you the best kind of mental picture of what the Nova is. The other thing is that if you're going to bid on it and you want to buy it, I hope you do. But if you do, I hope that you'll be mindful of the amount of things. This isn't even the shell, as you can tell. This is a full double car garage full of stuff. And I know that you can stack and do stuff like that, but please don't show up with your pickup and a buddy and think you're going to pick everything up, or show up with your RAV4. This is going to take easily a 24-foot U-Haul to get all this stuff in there without stacking it and damaging it and all that other stuff. So it's a lot, like all the way over to there. It's a lot. So I really want to ask you, before you bid, please make sure, and this is one of the stipulations, I'll put it in writing too, I need you to do one pickup. I can't do 4 or 5 pickup. I can't do that. And it can't sit around waiting, because that's the one thing I get out of this, is that I get my garage back and I can start moving forward and I can get on with this. And so, I'd like to arrange shipping within 10 days after the auction to get this thing out of here. I understand when stuff happens, but, work together with me. I'm a reasonable person, but just, don't bid on it and then leave this in my garage for a month, because honestly, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'll just move it outside. I can't, I just can't. It's already taken up so much of my life, and I gotta move on. Okay. Paperwork. So a couple things here. This is a really great handbook that I picked up. They rebuild, they do this super build on a Nova, but what it has is independent. It talks about how to install an independent front suspension. And mine is not identical, but it's actually really, really similar. I mean, this picture here gives you a really good sense of what is laying on the ground right there. Okay. And if anything, now theirs, I think they got theirs from Detroit, Detroit Speed, if I remember correctly, but it's pretty good. But anyways, that's what this guy was for. And then, of course, you know, the good old Chiltons. Some good, some bad. Then printed out the manual, the original manual from Chevy, and you know, all the old stuff there. If you can read old schematics and everything, and man, the old school guys, right? They knew how to just put it together. Okay, so we got that. And then this is a combination of receipts and instructions. Like this is instructions for the mini tub that I was working on installing. You'll see the mini tub stuff in the shell video, the tub video, if you will. Vintage air stuff. And then I believe there's receipts in here. I'll dig around and make sure if I got them. Yeah, air suspension system, all that stuff. American Auto Wire, whole new wiring harness, ready to go in this guy. So this is kind of the overview, and then I'm going to break. What I'm going to do is there'll be a written description, there'll be photos, but also I'm going to try to do a little video for each section. I just feel like I know it's going to be a lot to watch and like who has the time, but also if I was going to spend thousands of dollars on a project, I would want to know exactly eyes wide open what I was getting myself into. I'm trying to do that for the next guy who picks this thing up. Hopefully it'll just be, you know, my loss will be somebody's gain, and I hope that they just absolutely love it. So